Dyson Sphere Program is a space factory game where you build factories in space. Okay, maybe not in space, but you do visit several other planets on your journey to become a Type 3 civilization. You've been sent off to another galaxy by the Center Brain, a supercomputer that contains a virtual world for humans that have uploaded their consciousness. Our goal is to create a Dyson Sphere. Why? Because it's in the title. And the Center Brain is running out of power. We are not alone in our mission to collect power from the dense balls of nuclear fusion. The Dark Fog have also moved in to assert their dominance. On default settings, they're about as threatening as an angry chihuahua, but they'll serve a purpose at a later point in time. Mostly as loot pinatas. The starting planet is always an Earth-like planet, and I named mine Higara, a reference to the game Homeworld.
Higara. Our home.
I changed the color of Icarus because... priorities? Sure, the digitized humans need energy, but I needed a paint job. After dismantling the landing gear for some starting resources, I use humanity's latest arm-mounted laser technology and start mining nearby ores. Nothing says advanced civilization like handcrafting electronics one at a time, so you'll want to make some magnetic coils to unlock the first technology. Thankfully, you don't have to craft the individual components as the game does that automatically as long as you have the materials. Like many other factory games, you have several major goals in the tech tree: electromagnetic matrix, energy matrix, structure matrix, information matrix, gravity matrix, and finally, universe matrix. Or just simply blue, red, yellow, purple, green, and white science. Unlocking electromagnetism allows us to create the first power generators, and more importantly, actual miners. So I can stop mining ores by hand. Hand laser. With electromagnetism researched, I immediately queue up the next batch of technologies: basic assembling machines, automatic metallurgy for smelting, basic logistics systems which unlocks conveyor belts, sorters, and storage depots, then electromagnetic matrix, the first science. The early technologies require components, but most need matrices, so the matrix labs will help to automate research later. The game is also nice enough to hand out some free items when you unlock certain technologies. Electromagnetism, for example, gives a wind turbine, Tesla tower, and a miner. I slapped down my first wind turbine on the grid the game provides. This will make lining up everything in the early game much easier. I used the provided miner for the iron ore nodes because I'll need more iron than anything else this early. It's time for me to build a starter base. It isn't necessary, but as the old Factorio saying goes, why spend 5 minutes handcrafting what you can spend 5 hours automating? In most factory games, there's a bit of a routine whenever it comes to the gameplay loop. You need power to run your automation, you automate what you can with the resources you have available, you bring in more resources to scale up automation, and all of this needs more power. I'm using the wind turbines as both my power generation and makeshift power poles. Placing my machines around them is a lazy but effective way for me to expand without worrying too much about power. At least until the mid-game shows up. I've set up some assembling machines for magnetic coils, circuit boards, and gears. This lets me start automating belts, sorters, and wind turbines. Since Blue Science needs both magnetic coils and circuit boards, I plopped down a few matrix labs direct inserting into each other to start automating science. This increases the demand for iron past what a single miner can produce, so I drop a second one on the starting patch. Right on cue, the Dark Fog sends in their first assault, if you can call it that. Nah, it's more like a poke the bear mosquito attack that I swat out of the sky. I'm not bothering with turrets for the starter base. On default settings, these guys are so weak that I can just personally defend everything. I have enough wind turbines for now, and will be automating them in a mall shortly, so I removed the assembling machines to free up real estate for belts. I split the iron and copper lines to prepare for the upcoming mall and tossed down a coal miner, because Icarus is a thirsty boy who needs fuel. Going with the routine I mentioned earlier, it's time to scale up. I need more iron, extra copper, and a healthy supply of stone for bricks, glass, and silicon. After claiming a couple more patches, I now have 3 iron lines, 1 copper line, and 3 stone lines. Now that the resources are going, I laid down the framework for proper smelting and components production. I leave room for 6 smelters per line because a single Mark I belt can fully feed them, and nothing feels better than a perfectly saturated line. For the components, I carve out a space for 4 assembling machines making gears, magnetic coils, and circuit boards, with a little